So when people think of Africa, what comes to mind? Beautiful landscapes, incredible wildlife, maybe some questionable dance moves from your uncle who went on one safari. But what about military power? Yeah, I see that look on your face. It's not the first thing, right? We often hear about conflicts, but rarely about the sheer strength and sophistication of the continent's armed forces. What actually makes an army strong? Is it just about having a million guys with guns? Not really. It's a complex mix of manpower, high-tech equipment, a fat wallet for a defense budget, and even things like geography and alliances. It's like putting together the ultimate Avengers team, but for a whole country. Now, before you start arguing in the comments about whose jollof rice is better, we all know it's my mom's, let's talk about how we're ranking these armies. This isn't just me pulling names out of a hat. We're diving deep into the numbers, looking at the latest 2025 data from serious sources like the Global Firepower Index. They look at over 60 different factors to create a power index score. It's not just about who has the most tanks. It's about who has the best trained soldiers, the most advanced fighter jets, and the budget to keep everything running smoothly. It's a comprehensive look at who's got the muscle on the continent. In this video, we're going to count down the top 10 African countries with the most formidable armies. We'll explore what makes each one a powerhouse, from Egypt's massive arsenal to South Africa's homegrown tech and Nigeria's battle-hardened troops. We'll look at their key assets, their strategic advantages, and what puts them at the top of the food chain. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and prepare to be surprised. You might just see a different side of Africa, one that's projecting power on a global scale. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Libya. Now, Libya is a fascinating and complicated case. Think of it like that one friend who is incredibly talented but also incredibly unpredictable. For years, the country has been a bit of a roller coaster, with internal conflicts making its military strength fluctuate wildly. But here's the thing you can't ignore: oil. Libya is sitting on a sea of black gold, and that money has historically funded a pretty significant military. Even with all the turmoil, they've managed to acquire and maintain some serious hardware. Their air force is a real mixed bag. It's like a garage sale of fighter jets from different eras. You've got some old, but still potent MiG-23s and Mirage F-1s flying alongside more modern aircraft. It's a testament to their resourcefulness. The army itself is fragmented, but when unified, it represents a significant force. The ongoing efforts to create a single national army are the key thing to watch. If they can achieve that stability, with their oil wealth, Libya could easily climb much higher on this list in the coming years. They are the definition of a wild card. Coming in at number 9, we have Sudan. If there's one thing the Sudanese military has, it's experience. And I don't mean experience filling out paperwork. I mean decades of real tough, on-the-ground combat experience. This isn't an army that just looks good on parade. It's been tested by internal conflicts and border disputes for a long, long time. This has forged a ground force that is resilient, adaptable, and knows its terrain better than anyone. They are the grizzled veterans of the African military landscape. On the hardware side, Sudan has built a surprisingly diverse air force. They've been smart shoppers, picking up aircraft from both China and Russia. You'll find everything from Chinese-made Chengdu J-7 fighters to Russian Sukhoi Su-24 and Su-25 ground attack aircraft in their hangars. This gives them a flexible toolkit for both air-to-air combat and supporting their troops on the ground. While they face significant political and economic challenges, you simply cannot discount the sheer toughness and operational history of the Sudanese armed forces. They've been through the fire, and that counts for a lot. At number 8, we have the Democratic Republic of Congo, or the DRC. The DRC is a country that is, for lack of a better word, massive. It's huge, it's rich in resources, and it has a massive population. For a long time, its military didn't quite match its size. It was like a heavyweight boxer who hadn't quite hit the gym yet. But that is changing, and it's changing fast. The DRC has been on a mission to professionalize and expand its armed forces, known as the FARDC, to better control its vast territory and protect its immense mineral wealth. This modernization effort is a huge undertaking. They're not just buying new guns, they're investing in training, improving logistics, and building a more disciplined and effective fighting force. They're working to overcome decades of instability and underinvestment, and the progress is starting to show. They've acquired new equipment, and have been focusing on creating specialized units capable of dealing with the complex security threats in the eastern part of the country. The DRC is the awakening giant of Central Africa. If they continue on this path, their potential is almost limitless. Sliding into the number 7 spot is the Kingdom of Morocco. Morocco plays the game of geopolitics like a grandmaster playing chess. They have cultivated strong military and economic partnerships with the United States and European powers, and it really shows in their arsenal. Their military is honestly one of the most modern and well-equipped on the continent, not because they build everything themselves, but because they are, well, very, very good at shopping. They get access to some of the best Western military technology available. The crown jewel of their Air Force? A formidable fleet of American-made F-16 Fighting Falcons. These aren't just any F-16s. They are the advanced Block 52 and 52 Plus versions, equipped for a wide range of missions. And they're not stopping there. They've ordered even more. This, combined with a well-trained army and a growing navy that patrols a crucial coastline, makes Morocco a major regional power. Their strategy is clear: build strong alliances, acquire top-tier technology, and project stability and strength in a complex neighborhood. It's a strategy that is clearly paying off. At number 6, we find Angola. Angola's story is one of incredible transformation. This is a country that emerged from a brutal 27-year-long civil war, and instead of crumbling, used the lessons learned to build one of the most formidable militaries in sub-Saharan Africa. Their armed forces were forged in the crucible of that conflict, creating a level of institutional experience and toughness that is honestly hard to replicate. They know what works on the battlefield, because they've lived it. Following the war, Angola used its significant oil revenues to modernize and re-equip its military. They didn't just patch up old equipment, they went on a shopping spree. A key focus has been their Air Force, which boasts powerful Russian-made Sukhoi Su-30 fighter jets, some of the most capable multi-role fighters on the continent. This gives them a significant edge in air superiority. Combined with a large, experienced army, Angola has quietly built itself into a military powerhouse that commands respect far beyond its borders. They turn tragedy into strength, and that's a powerful story. Cracking the top 5 is Ethiopia. Situated in the strategically vital Horn of Africa, Ethiopia is a regional heavyweight with a massive population and a military to match. The Ethiopian National Defense Force, or NDF, is one of the largest and most battle-tested armies in Africa. Much like Sudan, their experience isn't theoretical. It's been earned through numerous regional conflicts and complex internal security challenges, most recently the war in the Tigray region. This constant state of readiness has created a large and resilient fighting force. With over 160,000 active personnel, their sheer numbers are a force to be reckoned with. But it's not just about manpower. Ethiopia has also invested in its air force, operating a mix of Russian aircraft like the Sukhoi Su-27, a top-tier air superiority fighter. While the recent conflicts have taken a toll on both personnel and equipment, it has also provided the ENDF with invaluable, if brutal, modern combat experience. Ethiopia's military is the anchor of its foreign policy and a key player in the stability or instability of the entire region. At number 4, we travel all the way down to the southern tip of the continent to my home, South Africa. Now, South Africa's approach is a bit different. They may not have the largest number of active soldiers compared to others on this list, but what they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality and technology. The South African National Defense Force, or SANDF, is known for its highly skilled professional personnel and its access to some of the most advanced military hardware on the continent, thanks to a very special advantage. That advantage is a sophisticated domestic defense industry. Companies like Denel have put South Africa on the map as a producer of world-class military technology, from artillery systems to attack helicopters like the Roy Valk. The pride of their air force is the Swedish-made Saab JS-39 Gripen, a state-of-the-art multi-role fighter jet. This focus on technology and skill, rather than just sheer numbers, gives South Africa a qualitative edge. It's the smart power approach, proving that sometimes the brain is just as important as the brawn. And you know, it helps to be able to build your own toys. Marching into the number 3 spot is the giant of Africa itself, Nigeria. With the largest population and economy on the continent, it's no surprise that Nigeria fields a massive and powerful military. The Nigerian armed forces are a cornerstone of regional security in West Africa, frequently contributing the bulk of troops to ECOMOG peacekeeping missions. Their sheer size, with over 220,000 active and reserve personnel, makes them a formidable force by any measure. But Nigeria is not just relying on numbers. They are in the midst of a significant modernization effort, driven by the urgent need to combat insurgencies like Boko Haram. This has forced them to adapt and upgrade, acquiring new technology from all over the world, from Chinese drones and Pakistani fighter jets to American armored vehicles. This focus on counterinsurgency has made their army incredibly experienced in asymmetric warfare. Nigeria's military is a reflection of the nation itself, huge, powerful, facing complex challenges, but constantly evolving and striving to meet them head-on. Our runner-up, at a powerful number 2, is Algeria. If Morocco is the chess player, Algeria is the one who bought the whole chessboard factory. Backed by immense revenues from its oil and gas exports, Algeria has one of the largest defense budgets in Africa, and they are not afraid to spend it. They have embarked on a massive military modernization program over the last 2 decades, building a force that is designed for one thing: overwhelming power and deterrence. Their primary supplier is Russia, and they have been buying some of the best equipment Moscow has to offer. The Algerian Air Force is arguably the most powerful in the region, operating advanced fighters like the Sukhoi Su-30 MKA. But their real trump card might be their air defense systems. They operate the S-300 and are reported to have the even more advanced S-400 missile systems, creating a virtual fortress over their airspace that few would dare to challenge. With a powerful navy and a massive, well-equipped army, Algeria has built a military that is second to none in North Africa, except for one. And at the top of the pyramid, holding the number 1 spot as the strongest army in Africa, is Egypt. This probably isn't a huge surprise. For decades, Egypt has consistently ranked as the continent's dominant military power, and for good reason. It's a combination of massive manpower, a colossal defense budget heavily subsidized by foreign aid, and a jaw-dropping collection of advanced military hardware sourced from both the East and the West. They have the numbers, the money, and the toys. Egypt's military is a true hybrid force. They operate one of the largest fleets of American M1A1 Abrams tanks outside of the United States, forming the backbone of their powerful army. In the air, they fly American F-16s alongside Russian MiG-29s and French Rafale fighter jets. Their navy is anchored by 2 Mistral-class amphibious assault ships, essentially helicopter carriers, giving them power projection capabilities that are unmatched on the continent. With nearly 500,000 active-duty soldiers, Egypt's military is not just the strongest in Africa. It's a significant player on the world stage. So there you have it, the top 10 strongest armies in Africa for 2025. From the sheer scale of Egypt to the technological edge of South Africa and the battle-hardened forces of Nigeria, it's clear that the military landscape on the continent is more dynamic and powerful than ever. Military strength isn't just for parades. It's a crucial element for ensuring national security, protecting economic interests, and contributing to regional stability. In a world that feels increasingly uncertain, the ability for a nation to defend its sovereignty and its people remains a fundamental priority. These nations are investing heavily to do just that. This ranking shows a continent that is rising, a continent that is taking its security into its own hands. The balance of power is constantly shifting, with countries like the DRC and Libya showing massive potential for growth if they can achieve stability. The investments being made today in training, technology, and strategy will shape the Africa of tomorrow. It's a fascinating and incredibly important aspect of the continent's ongoing story, proving that Africa's strength lies not just in its resources or its culture, but in its ability to stand strong and secure its own future. Now I want to hear from you. Which country on this list surprised you the most? Were there any nations you expected to see that didn't make the cut? And who do you think will be the biggest riser in the rankings over the next few years? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read them, mostly. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next one.